15 couples, one list. And every single one of them made us pause, rewind, and watch that one scene again, and again, and maybe one more time after that. We're not talking about cute romances. We're talking about the kind of chemistry that jumps through the screen and makes your heart do something genuinely embarrassing. Buckle up, because we're counting down from 15 to 1, and trust me, you want to stay until the end. Weightlifting. Fairy Kim Bok-joo doesn't get nearly enough credit in the chemistry conversation, and that ends today. Lee Sung-kyung and Nam Joo-hyuk played two athletes who grew up together, competed together, and somewhere along the way completely fell for each other. And the magic of this drama is that you feel every single step of that journey. Their relationship isn't built on grand gestures or misunderstandings dragged out for 12 episodes. It's built on teasing, honesty, and genuine friendship. Junhyung is the kind of male lead who actually cheers his love interest on rather than trying to dim her light, and that alone made audiences fall for him instantly. When their friendship starts shifting into something more, the tension is quiet but completely electric. Their kiss scenes carry this beautiful mix of playfulness and sincerity. They feel like two people who actually know each other, which is rarer in K-drama romances than it should be. The pool scene, the confessions, the moments where they just look at each other and smile, all of it adds up to something genuinely warm and memorable. This couple proved that best friends to lovers, when done right, hits differently every single time. Coming in at number 14, we have a couple whose tension was almost unbearable in the best possible way. Ji Chang-wook and Nam Ji-hyun in Suspicious Partner are proof that a legal thriller and a slow burn romance can absolutely coexist. And when they do, the results are unforgettable. These two share the kind of tension that builds in the background of every single scene, whether they're solving crimes or standing 3 inches too close in a hallway. Ji Chang-wook has always had an intensity that works incredibly well on screen. And in this drama, it's fully aimed at Nam Ji-hyun's character, a woman who refuses to be overshadowed and matches him at every turn. The dynamic is so naturally compelling because neither of them is playing it safe. There's vulnerability on both sides, and that vulnerability makes every romantic moment land that much harder. Their kisses don't come easily. This drama earns them. By the time these two finally bridge the distance they've been carefully maintaining for episodes, you feel it in your chest. There's a particular kiss scene that fans replay constantly, not because it's the most dramatically choreographed moment in K-drama history, but because it feels completely real. Two people who have been circling each other finally deciding, enough. The look on Ji Chang-wook's face in that moment is the kind of thing that broke the internet in 2017, and honestly hasn't recovered since. Number 13 is bringing the laughs, but don't let that fool you. The chemistry here is just as real. Park Hyung-sik and Park Bo-young are individually charming. Together, they are completely irresistible. Strong woman Do Bong-soon gave us a rom-com with genuine stakes, a genuinely hilarious dynamic, and one of the most beloved couples of the late 2000s. And the reason it worked so well comes down to one thing. These two were clearly having the time of their lives. The height difference is iconic. The energy is electric. An Min-hyuk is openly, shamelessly obsessed with Do Bong-soon from very early on. And there's something so refreshing about a male lead who doesn't pretend he isn't in love. He just is loudly, enthusiastically, in a way that made every viewer at home feel completely seen. Park Bo-young brings this incredible mix of strength and softness to the role that makes every romantic beat feel earned. When these two finally get their moments, and there are several worth talking about, the payoff is enormous. The kiss scenes in this drama range from unexpected to deeply tender, and every single one of them had fans pausing to compose themselves. The drama proved that comedy and genuine romantic tension aren't opposites. Sometimes the funniest couple is also the one you root for the hardest. Stay with me, because number 12 is about to take this countdown somewhere far more emotionally devastating. Sun Ye-jin and Jung Hae-in in Something in the Rain gave us one of the most emotionally immersive romance experiences of that entire era, and the chemistry between these two is a significant reason why. This drama does something very specific. It makes you feel like you're watching two real people fall in love rather than two actors performing a script, and that intimacy is what made it so deeply affecting. Their dynamic carries a quiet kind of electricity. The age gap, the history, the slow realization that something between them has quietly shifted. All of it is conveyed more through looks and silences than through grand declarations. Sun Ye-jin brings an emotional transparency to every scene that is genuinely difficult to look away from, and Jung Hae-in responds with a warmth and steadiness that makes his character feel like an anchor. The kiss scenes in this drama feel different from most. They're not cinematic showpieces. They're intimate in a way that feels almost private, like you've stumbled into a moment that wasn't meant for an audience. Fans responded to that rawness intensely, and Something in the Rain remains one of those dramas people return to, specifically for the feeling it creates, that specific, aching, tender feeling of watching two people fall completely in love in real time. Number 11 is switching the energy entirely, because pure, sparkling joy has its own kind of chemistry. Lee Jong-suk and Lee Na-young brought something genuinely rare to romance as a bonus book. The chemistry of two people who feel completely settled in each other's presence, even before they admit what that presence means to them. This drama is quieter than most on this list, but its emotional pull is just as strong, and the romance at its center is one of the most mature and beautifully written the genre has produced. Lee Jong-suk's Cha Eun-ho has been quietly in love for years. Lee Na-young's Kang Dan-ai is rebuilding herself from the ground up. The dynamic that emerges between them is tender and complex, and both actors commit to it fully. You can feel the history between these characters, the years of friendship, the things left unsaid, and that depth makes every romantic moment carry enormous weight. Their kiss scenes are unhurried and deeply felt. This is not a drama that rushes its romance to satisfy impatient viewers. It waits, and it builds, and by the time these two find their way to each other properly, you feel the full accumulation of everything they've been through. Fans who watch this drama describe it as one that sneaks up on you, and that description fits perfectly. Number 10 is where this countdown starts shifting into a higher gear. Kim Jae-wook and Park Min-young in her private life delivered one of the most genuinely fun and unexpectedly steamy romances in recent K-drama history, and this couple absolutely deserves their place in the top 10. The premise, a secret fangirl hiding her obsession from her gallery director boss, sounds light, and in many ways it is. But the chemistry between these two is anything but casual. Kim Jae-wook plays Ryan Gold with this effortless cool that would feel aloof if it weren't for the way he looks at Deok-mi, and the way he looks at her is a whole conversation in itself. There's amusement, warmth, respect, and something much more heated underneath all of it, and he lets it show just enough to keep audiences completely riveted. Park Min-young matches him with an energy that's warm, funny, and completely winning. What made their kiss scenes iconic was the combination of unexpectedness and intensity. Her private life does not ease you into its romantic moments. It delivers them with full commitment and absolutely no warning, and the fandom response was immediate and enormous. There's a particular scene involving a fake dating situation that somehow manages to be both hilarious and genuinely breathless at the same time, which is an extremely difficult balance to achieve. This couple proved that chemistry isn't always about angst. Sometimes it's about two people who simply, completely light up around each other. Number 9 is bringing back the tension, and we are very much here for it. Seo In-guk and Park Bo-young together in Doom at Your Service sounds almost unfair to every other K-drama on this list, and honestly, it kind of is. These two had already individually proven themselves as extraordinary on-screen presences. Together, they created something genuinely otherworldly. The central premise, a woman who accidentally summons Doom itself and now has to negotiate with it, gives their romance a weight that most dramas can't manufacture. Every moment between them carries the awareness that their time is limited, that the universe itself is working against them, and that they're choosing each other anyway. That emotional context makes their chemistry devastating in the best possible way. Seo In-guk brings this brooding, controlled intensity to Mayul Mang that cracks open just enough in Dong Kyung's presence to make you feel like you're witnessing something genuinely private. Park Bo-young responds with a fierce, aching love that refuses to perform contentment when she isn't content, and refuses to pretend she isn't terrified when she is. That honesty between two characters creates a kind of intimacy that translates directly into every scene they share. Their kiss scenes are the product of an entire drama's worth of emotional buildup, and they deliver on every bit of that buildup completely. Fans have called this one of the most emotionally affecting romances in the genre, and they are not wrong. The chemistry here doesn't just make you feel romantic. It makes you feel grief, hope, and joy all at once, sometimes within the same scene. Number 8 is shifting the tone dramatically and introducing a couple whose love story became genuinely historic. Song Joong-ki and Song Hye-kyo in Descendants of the Sun didn't just produce a great chemistry, they produced a cultural moment. This drama aired in 2016 and became a phenomenon across Asia, and a huge part of that phenomenon was the undeniable, overwhelming magnetism between its two leads. Whatever was happening on screen between them transcended performance and entered a different category entirely. Song Joong-ki's Yoo Si-jun is effortlessly charming in a way that never tips into arrogance, and the confidence he brings to pursuing Mo-yeon is the kind of directness that K-drama fans had been waiting for. He tells her what he wants, he shows up, he doesn't manufacture misunderstandings to delay the inevitable. And Song Hye-kyo's Mo-yeon is a woman who can recognize something real when it stands in front of her. She just needs to decide if she's brave enough to reach for it. The drama's production quality amplified everything, putting these two in settings that matched the scale of what they were building together. But it's the quieter moments, the conversations in the dark, the looks across crowded rooms, the moments where the world's volume drops and all that exists is these two people that made this couple legendary. Their kiss scenes range from tender to cinematic to genuinely heart-stopping, and the collective viewer response at the time was something the genre hadn't quite seen before at that scale. This couple redefined expectations for K-drama romance at an international level. Number 7 proves that magical chemistry doesn't need tragedy. Sometimes all it needs is one truly extraordinary lead actress and the role she was born to play. Moon Ga-young and Cha Eun-woo in True Beauty gave us a visual romance that goes far deeper than its glossy surface, and if you've only seen the highlight clips without watching the full drama, you've missed how much genuine feeling these two brought to their characters. Yes, they are absurdly beautiful together, but that's not what made this couple iconic. What made this couple work was the emotional transparency at the center of their relationship. Joo-kyung's story is about a girl hiding behind a carefully constructed face, terrified that the person underneath isn't enough to be loved. Soo-ho sees through that, not in a dramatic, revelatory way, but quietly and gradually, the way real recognition works. The look on Cha Eun-woo's face when he looks at Joo-kyung without her makeup, the complete, uncomplicated tenderness there, hit fans like a freight train, and for very good reason. Moon Ga-young is magnificent in this role, bringing a warmth and comedic energy that grounded everything and made Joo-kyung someone you genuinely root for. Their kiss scenes are beautifully lit and emotionally earned. And there are several moments in this drama where the romantic payoff lands so hard that you can actually track the moment it was airing by the Twitter meltdown that followed. True Beauty remains one of the most clipped and most edited romances in the K-drama YouTube space, and the couple at its center is a significant reason why. Number 6 is where this countdown enters legendary territory. Kim Se-jong and An Hyo-seop in Business Proposal were so purely, effortlessly charming together that this drama spent weeks at the top of Netflix's global charts and sparked a conversation about what a genuinely fun K-drama romance could look like in 2022. And at the center of all of that was a couple with chemistry so natural, so easy, and so completely infectious that it was almost impossible not to smile through every single episode. Kang Tae-moo, as played by An Hyo-seop, is the kind of male lead who seems cold until he isn't, and the transition from cool CEO to completely, helplessly smitten is one of the most satisfying character arcs this type of drama can offer. But what elevates it is Kim Se-jong, whose energy is so warm and grounded and funny that you understand immediately why this man is falling apart over her. She makes Ha-ri someone worth losing your composure over. Their kiss scenes became immediate fan favorites and spawned a remarkable amount of fan edit content online. The chemistry here isn't dark or tortured. It's bright, fizzing, joyful chemistry, the kind that makes you feel good just watching it. There's a particular scene at a company dinner that had K-drama Twitter in complete freefall, and another quiet, late-night moment that proved these two could do tender just as well as they could do comedy. Business Proposal proved that lighthearted doesn't mean shallow. And this couple proved that easy chemistry is its own special kind of electric. Top 5. This is where it gets unforgettable. Park Seo-joon and Park Min-young in What's Wrong with Secretary Kim set a standard that the K-drama genre has been trying to match ever since, and the chemistry between these two is a masterclass in what happens when two performers are so perfectly matched that every frame they share becomes magnetic. Park Seo-joon plays Lee Young-joon, an outrageously narcissistic CEO who is also somehow entirely lovable, with a comedic precision that masks genuine emotional depth underneath. The arrogance is a performance over something much more vulnerable, and the slow unraveling of that vulnerability in Miso's presence is the emotional engine of the entire drama. Park Min-young's Kim Miso is quietly one of the strongest characters in the genre, patient, perceptive, unwilling to accept less than she deserves, and watching her refuse to be managed by a man who is used to managing everything is deeply satisfying. Their kiss scenes are the stuff of K-drama legend. The drama delivers its romantic moments with the confidence of writers who know exactly what they're doing and actors who are fully committed to it. And the result is a series of scenes that fans have rewatched collectively, somewhere in the millions. There's a particular moment in a stairwell that people still bring up years later, with the kind of reverence usually reserved for fine art. What's Wrong with Secretary Kim understood the assignment, delivered it flawlessly, and gave us a couple that remains a benchmark for chemistry-driven K-drama romance. Bayon Woo-seok and Kim Hye-yoon in Lovely Runner arrived in 2024 and immediately reminded everyone what it feels like when a K-drama romance completely takes over your emotional life for several consecutive weeks. This drama traveled across timelines and decades to tell a love story between an idol and the fan who once saved his life. And the weight of that premise sat beautifully on two performances that are, simply put, extraordinary. Bayon Woo-seok's Ryu Sun-jae is so earnest, so completely open-hearted, and so purely in love that watching him became an experience in itself. He doesn't hide what he feels. He can't. His face shows everything, always. And Kim Hye-yoon's Imsol is the constant recipient of all of that unguarded feeling, which means she has to show us what it looks like to be loved like that. She does it magnificently. The push and pull between them, weighted by time travel and consequence and sacrifice, gives every romantic moment a bittersweet edge that cuts through all the warmth. Their kiss scenes carry the full emotional history of the drama behind them. Every timeline, every choice, every sacrifice that led to this specific moment, fans weren't just watching two characters kiss. They were watching two people finally arriving somewhere they'd been trying to reach across lifetimes. The response to this couple's most significant romantic moments was staggering, and the drama's fan edit community exploded almost overnight. Lovely Runner gave the genre a couple that people will be talking about for years, and they've earned every conversation. Hyun Bin and Sun Ye Jin in Crash Landing on You didn't just give us great chemistry. They gave us a love story that felt genuinely impossible, and then made us believe it completely. The premise alone requires trust from its audience. A South Korean heiress paraglides across the DMZ and accidentally lands in North Korea, where she is found and hidden by an army captain who has absolutely no business falling in love with her. And yet, within a few episodes, the idea that these two wouldn't fall for each other became the thing that felt impossible. Hyun Bin brought a stillness and restraint to Ri Jung-hyuk that made every crack in that composure feel earned and significant. He is a man of protocol and duty who meets someone who operates entirely outside both, and the frustration, admiration, and eventual helpless love that develops across his face throughout this drama is one of the finest performances of his career. Sun Ye Jin is his perfect counterpart, sharp, stubborn, occasionally impossible, and completely, irreversibly lovable. Together, they have the kind of chemistry that makes you feel like you're watching two people discover each other for the first time, every time. Their kiss scenes are measured and precise in their delivery, which somehow makes them more affecting, not less. This drama didn't need excess to communicate the depth of what these two people feel for each other. It communicated it through glances and silences and the precise distance between two people in a room. Crash Landing on You became one of the highest-rated K-dramas in cable television history. And it's not difficult to understand why when you look at what was at the center of it. We are almost at number 1. Lee Jun-ho and Im Yoon-ah in King the Land gave us the most purely, extravagantly romantic couple of 2023. And the chemistry between these two is the kind that reminds you why you fell in love with K-dramas in the first place. From the moment these two characters are in a frame together, something happens. An electricity, a warmth, a sense of two people who are going to be very important to each other whether they like it or not. Lee Jun-ho is extraordinary in this role. He plays Gu Won, a cold, remote hotel heir who hates fake smiles, with a precision that makes his eventual thawing into something soft and completely devoted feel like a genuine transformation rather than a script beat. And Im Yoon-ah, who has always been a presence, capable of carrying a drama, gives Sarong this beautiful resilience and brightness that makes her impossible to look away from. She smiles in a way that you understand immediately why this man is destabilized by it. Their kiss scenes in King the Land became immediate cultural events. The drama understood what it had, two stunning, enormously talented performers with natural chemistry, and it was not shy about giving audiences what they came for. But beyond the physical spectacle of these two people together, there's genuine emotional substance in what they build across the run of the series. The payoff scenes carry weight because the relationship carries weight. Fans rewatched their most significant scenes an almost embarrassing number of times, and the drama's clips remain among the most watched K-drama content on YouTube. This couple is extraordinary, but we saved the best for last. And when you hear who's at number 1, I think you'll agree. Any of it, not by his immortality, not by his grief, not by the sword in his chest. She is 19 years old and she looks at this ancient, tragic, powerful being, and she loves him with a completeness that the drama asks us to believe, and Kim Go-yoon makes us believe it. Absolutely. From the first episode to the last. Gong Yoo's performance in this drama is the reason we care about any of the romantic moments. He gives Kim Shin a stillness that breaks open in Ji Eun-tak's presence, and the breaks are always earned, always surprising, always completely affecting. The scene where he first allows himself to reach for her, actually reach, not deflect, not withdraw, remains one of the most replayed moments in K-drama history for a reason that goes beyond the aesthetics of the shot. It feels like watching a man remember he is allowed to want something. Their kiss scenes are lit and directed with cinematic care, and the performances within them are so committed and so emotionally specific that they feel less like romantic payoffs and more like moments of genuine transformation. The Quebec scenes, the first appearance, the waiting, the returning, every romantic beat in this drama lands with the full accumulated weight of a story told across centuries. And somehow 2 actors carry that weight so naturally that you forget it was ever a script. Goblin redefined what K-drama chemistry could be. It proved that the genre could carry genuine emotional tragedy without sacrificing its warmth, that it could be visually spectacular without becoming superficial, and that when you put 2 extraordinary performers in a love story with real stakes and give them room to actually inhabit it, something genuinely remarkable can happen. This couple is not just the most legendary on this list. They are the couple that every K-drama romance since has, consciously or not, been compared to. They earned every bit of that legacy. There it is. 15 couples, 15 love stories, and somehow every single one of them made us feel something different. Whether it was the playful warmth of Bok Joo and Jun Hyung, the quiet devastation of Dong Kyung and Mil Mang, or the once-in-a-generation magic of Yoon Tak and Kim Shin, K-drama romance is simply built differently. Now it's your turn. Drop your number 1 couple in the comments, and tell me if you think I got this ranking right or completely wrong. Agree, disagree, passionately argue. That's what we're here for. If you stayed till the very end, you're officially one of us, and you already know what to do, like, share, and subscribe to support the community. See you in the next one.